Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody?
What's up?
This is the Happy Death Day to You impressions. Yeah.
Yeah, we did the first film, and we were like, yo, fuck it. We have to do this one.
We got to. But,
Okay.
I actually liked it, and everything. But before we get into all that, I want to give you guys the introductions real quick. My name is the Don Dada of all Dons. Hello.
And who am I, Francis?
This is...
If this was Happy Death Day, I killed myself. Let's restart
We're going to restart this. We're going to do it over. I am the Don Dada of all Dons. Hello. And this is...
Who am I, Donnie?
The White Luxurious, a.k.a. Francis Mandrello. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're in a good mood. We really enjoyed this. If you haven't seen the first impressions, we're going to put the link at the end of the video in the bio. We really fucked with that film.
Yeah.
Personally, bro.
What's up?
This is a completely different film from a genre perspective. You know, the first film was taking that horror slasher perspective and putting a twist on it. I feel like this was a more sci-fi indie vibe.
Yeah, okay.
Especially with if you stay after the credits, the after credit scenes, they were especially going full blown. We're taking this into a science fiction type of
It definitely did.
genre.
Definitely did.
Now, for me, I feel like what makes this film special is also what makes it worse than the first film. And what I mean by that is that they try to give all the details and go into
why it was happening and everything, like why she was kept coming back alive and all that. So I definitely understand what you're saying, because if you compare the two movies, I say the first one was more of a horror flick. And then,
it felt more concise, you know. It knew exactly what it wanted to do. There was it came on yesterday. I rewatched it. It felt like it was a more cohesive and straight to the point film, which, depending what you're looking for in a film, can be a positive or negative. For me, I thought it was a positive because there was no fat, there was no bullshit. It was in and out, and from that perspective, I thought the direction was also better because. Rewatching the film too, from start to finish, I felt like the film had me hooked. Where with this film, especially since they're redoing some of the same gags, I'm like, okay, there was moments in the film where the intensity did drop off for me.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because in the second one it does die down a lot. It definitely do, because it's like you understand everything was going on, and then it's like, I don't know, you get confused a little bit, like especially in like the beginning.
Are you talking about the very, very beginning where they showed the Asian guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was so confused. I'm like, what? And then like they showed the killer, and then I was like,
the reveal of the first killer, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, what? And then it I don't know. It was just so confusing, because like first it was like, is it time travel? Or is it like
something else? Yeah,
and then they were saying it was time loop, and then I'm like, I'm confused here. Is it either how is it time travel and time looping? Like, it's so confusing.
Oh, I know what you're trying to say. I'm trying to put it in words. The first film, even though like you remember when you first find out even though we know going in that okay, she keeps coming back to life. When you first find out about that loop, it doesn't throw you off guard. Like, you're prepared for it.
Yeah, I was prepared for that, yeah.
And you're going with the flow.
Right.
But with this film, the first surprise, it completely...
mind blows. It's like, what?
Like, it fucks you over to where it takes you a couple minutes to process what just occurred, which throws the film off in the sense you're still thinking about what happened 5 minutes ago as the film is still going on.
Right. So I was definitely confused compared to the first one. But other than that, it was pretty good. The second one, I would say there was a lot of changes.
I think I know. Do you want, without being completely going into spoilers, give some examples, because I think I know where you're going to go with.
Okay. Like with how do you say, the multiverses? And
I believe that's the proper scientific term.
Yeah, like with all the multiverses and all that, it was so confusing. Like at first, like after you keep watching you understand. Like me, I watch a lot of TV shows and I play a lot of video games that concerns with the multiverse.
Yeah.
So it's like me personally, I know what multiverses are.
But if you don't
know, you're gonna be confused because you're like, what?
And the one of the negatives for the film, the science behind like how they try to explain why this is going on. If you're not into science, it's not going to make any sense.
Right.
But if you are scientific, and I think I have a pretty good scientific background, I'm not sure if it still makes any sense.
Compared to like how they put it together in the movie, not really.
Compared to like other films.
Yeah,
it felt like other films had a better backbone for why something like this would happen.
Yeah.
And once again, going back to the first film, there was no explanations. It's just happening. So you're not even, and they don't even put the question of how this is happening. They're just going full force, and it never crosses your mind. So you're able to stay in the moment while watching the first film. While this film, but once again, what's so cool about it is that it does make you wonder, and it does answer some of your questions, but at the same time, how the questions are answered takes you out of the film.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's just me, but like towards the end where you didn't know who the killer was, but I like somehow knew. It's like throughout the movie, I start to realize certain little stuff, and it's like, all right, I already know who's the killer. So then it's like it takes the excitement away.
Well, okay, you remember how you were saying it like halfway through, and I'm like, no way, that's too simple.
You can see like little clues.
But bro, what threw me off is that you remember the first killer with the Asian guy. It was
the very first one. Yep.
Yes, it was that person.
Okay.
And then with this universe, it's just a regular person. So I thought, like, I don't understand how you remember in her universe, the normal, let's say universe A, our universe, it's a person you could never expect. Right. Yet in universe B, for whatever reason, it's
somebody you actually know.
Yes. Okay. That's what threw me off.
Right. That's why I was like kind of confused at first, but then it's like
it was too simple.
Yeah, then you start seeing like little stuff, and then of course you like connect the dots.
Yeah,
and then it's like, okay, it's kind of obvious now.
But you know what I found out in the first film? If it wasn't that, you know who the killer was. If it wasn't her, supposedly it was going to be the individual in the second film. So you know like how there's the theory that everything's connected, and if one thing doesn't happen, it eventually will happen some other way.
Yeah.
The theory, I was reading quite a few articles, the theory is in the first film, if killer A wasn't the actual killer, then the killer in this film would have been the killer. It just happens, the sequence of events occur differently, so that's why.
What I didn't understand is in B universe.
Okay.
Why did he kill, like?
Because the wife found out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But she found out, but she was like still down for him. That's what I didn't understand.
Okay, can I say this? I personally, I'm in the minority because I've been reading some reviews. I think the acting and the characterization for the individuals made no sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Compared to the first film, I thought the first film, the acting was on point, and from what we could see, every character made logical steps, actions throughout the movie. This film, it's like
kind of backwards.
It was like a B-level movie. It was like this. It almost felt like a direct-to-video film in terms of the actions some of the characters were making.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Like for example, like we're talking about the wife of somebody. It's like really. That's the first thing you think of, and then on top of that, you're not thinking about what he might do. You remember what ends up happening after?
Right.
Yeah. So
it was just it was just so weird. It was just so off topic, off script. It was just something. It's like you didn't expect it, but at the same time, it was just backwards to me.
Well, for me, I didn't expect it coming from how everything was set up in the first film. So I was expecting a theatrical level storyline, and it was like, okay, this is kind of going into B territory.
Okay.
And that's why if you rewatch the film, it's like, okay, if you're not overthinking the plot, the plot is very laid out for you.
Yeah. Also, what I didn't get is how it started off with the Asian, but then
The focus completely
switches off back to the girl from the first. It's like I understood it, but it would have been better if we had like the Asian throughout the whole movie to me, because it's like you're going backwards.
I agree. Now, to point this out, I believe the actress is Jessica Roth. I love her. I think she does a great job in the first film, and she does as good, if not better, in the second film. But I agree with you. I would have liked if they stayed, or like if they picked one character and they stayed through, and then she was a major side character. You know, she was still in the film, but the focus stayed on the Asian.
Yeah. Like, because that kind of was like, because like when, like in the beginning when it happened, I was like, oh, okay, we get a whole different side of the story.
Yeah,
that's dope. But nah, it didn't happen like that. I was like, wow.
And I feel like the story could have been stronger if they did focus on him, because then they could have really dived deep into,
especially compared to who was the killer in the beginning. So it was like if you focused on that, and had his story on it, it would have been like perfect together, because like they would have explained the killer, they would have explained the multiverses, they would have explained the machine he built, they would have explained everything.
But going through Jessica Roth's character, let's say the first fourth of the film is like, okay, we're going to get a deep scientific genre horror film. And then the next 3/4, they dumbed it down for the audience.
Yeah, like, that's why I was like, wow, all right. That's why it was so weird. It just went, like I said, to me, I feel like they kind of went backwards. Okay,
now we're going to start to wrap up the video. This video has sounded very negative, but do not get it twisted. Yeah. We really did enjoy it.
I did enjoy it, though. It was an entertaining movie.
No, perfectly.
It was an entertaining movie.
Would you agree?
Wasn't it awesome? Like, you was about to say if you had to rate it?
I was going. I wasn't exactly going to say. I was going to say if you had to put this and the first film on a pedestal, what would you put higher?
The first.
Yes, I agree. But not many sequels, especially in the horror genre, can compete with the first one. So the fact that this film gets so close, and more importantly, sets up a third film that we're very interested in.
Yeah, it definitely does.
The potential for that. I recommend it. Donnie recommends it. And definitely. And normally, if Donnie doesn't like a film, like after the film, he was like, "This is ass."
Yeah, it's terrible. I start falling asleep and everything. Yeah, during the movie. Yeah, if it's terrible, I go right to sleep.
We were consistently asking we were talking to each other throughout the movie, and afterwards, he was like, "That wasn't bad," which for Donnie is actually saying that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't awesome, but it was entertaining. Because it's like, you do learn some stuff here and there throughout the movie also. And then it's like, you also like get a nice, okay storyline with it.
Yeah.
So it was, like I said, it was pretty entertaining.
Honestly, I personally, the writing was on the same level, if not better. The story overall, besides the nitpicks, was more or less on the same level. The acting from the main characters was just as good as the first film. Honestly, the only thing lacking was the direction. I felt like the film never truly knew exactly spot on what it was going for. Like, it started off one way and then it went another way. But this is one of my favorite horror franchises right now, bro.
That's deep. That's deep.
It's only 2 films in, and we might not get a third film because it's not doing good at the box office, but I'm interested.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. You're interested. Okay.
How many horror... Let me put it like this. How many horror franchises can you say after 2 films? It's like, I'm still interested.
Not a lot.
Not many.
Definitely not a lot.
The best example, I want to point this out, is the Strangers. Do you remember the first film? And then like 10 years later, they put out a sequel?
I don't remember.
Okay, my point is the first film was just like Happy Death Day. Like, yo, this is a must-see, and then the second film...
It was probably because it took so long.
Whoa, don't put the shit out there.
Like, why would you wait 10 years to make a whole new... Like...
Oh my god! And then the film does so bad. They say, "Oh, it's not a sequel. It's a different interpretation." I'm like, okay,
Right.
okay,
Oh, all right, bro. I gotcha.
okay. So we just wanted to shout out the writer director.
Yes, yes.
It's something Lando, and he was the writer for the first film, so he has major props creating a creative horror franchise. We want to shout out the main cast, Jessica Roth.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend that we don't know.
Don't know his name, but good job.
But the chemistry still good for this film.
Definitely was.
And then, that Asian dude, bro.
My man. You the man.
Honestly, bro, the best 10 minutes might be the first 10 minutes of the film with him.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they kept that around him, it would have been a great movie.
And it would have made this film even more different than it already was, in a good way.
Right.
But I think that is good.
We're good?
I think we are. What do we always do at the end of every video?
Well, since my man said we're good, I'm going to let you guys know. I'm going to need you to like, subscribe, hit the bell to get those notifications whenever we post a video or anything else. And also share, like my other people say from the other community that we have. My man Monty.
Green light Monty.
So please share on every social media that you have. Other than that, please comment below to just give us a compliment.
Yeah, give us feedback.
Give us compliments, feedback on anything. If you did see the movie, please tell us how you felt about it.
You don't have to give a rating. Just say if you enjoyed it, did not enjoy it, you thought it was a good film, a bad film, would you recommend it?
Right.
And if you want to get into the juicy, gritty details, we are here. We want to talk about it.
We want to talk about it.
That's why we put out these impressions.
And if the details is good enough, we might make another video for you.
Well, we're definitely going to make another video, but he's saying a dive video. We might go deep and dirty into this.
Deep and dirty with your comments. Give you a shout out because what you said inspired us.
Or it was an excellent point.
Exactly.
It's like, why didn't you guys talk about this? And it's like, we completely forgot. Good points.
You. But like I said, guys, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, give us a thumbs up, thumbs down if you didn't like this video or not. And like he said at the beginning, he's also going to give you a link.
Yes, for the previous
first
video.
impressions. So, guys, I love you.
I respect you.
Like we always say, LLPH.
Oh, beautiful, bro, beautiful.
All right, guys.
And if you, just let's end there.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace. What you was about to say?
I just, for whatever reason, I was about to go on a sexual tangent about a happy Death Day situation.
He said, "Yeah, we're just gonna end there."
If you want to subscribe, just hit this bad boy up here, that big fat rhino. If you want the newest video, to the right. If you want the recommended, to the left. And then, of course, our personal dick pic. Yep, right below. So thank you for joining us once again, and we hope to see you next week. So peace out.
Peace.